This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social, and I'm delighted to be joined by Richard Riakporhe. Richard, how are you?
How you doing? Very good, thank you.
It's good to hear. Well, we've come down today for the Dillian Whyte-Chisora press conference, getting a little feisty, but not as bad as what it was for the first fight. What did you make of it all?
Listen, this is just like a disguise. Don't be fooled. It's going to be war. It's going to be a fight because Dillian likes to fight, and Whyte-Chisora, that's all he's got to come with. So it's going to be an interesting one. Everybody must tune in. Believe me when I tell you.
Everybody's talked about the first fight and how much of a war it was. Two guys just absolutely swinging at each other, trying to get that stoppage victory. Does it add maybe a bit more pressure to both fighters to try and deliver the same type of fight?
Yeah, of course. You know, that's definitely an aspect as well. But because Derek Chisora lost, he's up in his game. So whatever he did in his last performance, he has to do probably double, or mentally kind of have that notion in his mind that he has to do double, which is going to make a tremendous fight come the 22nd, because he's going to have more of an output of punches, like David Hayes said. Same as Dillian Whyte. He knows that this guy's going to come for him, so he's going to make sure he's ready. And he's told me, you know, we had conversations on the phone, you know, yesterday or a couple of days before that, and he was saying, listen, he's beating his PBs in the gym every single week. And I've been there in camp with him, and I know how difficult it is. So if he's doing that, then you know he's on form, and he's going to put on an amazing performance come the 22nd.
This is a risky fight for both guys for two very different reasons. In Dillian's case, he's on the verge of a world title fight at some point next year. It looks likely. Whereas with Derek, if he was to lose, no one really knows where he goes from there. Who do you think there's more pressure on?
There's more pressure on Dillian Whyte because, as you said, that date is there, April. I think it's the 13th. I'm not sure. April the 13th. That's it. You know, you can win that fight and just skate off into the night. You know what I mean? So everything is on the line here. It's a big risk, but at the same time, someone once told me the bird that you have in your hand is better than the bird in the bush. The bird in the bush might be better, but this is it. This is the bird in your hand, and there's still money to be made here as well. So, you know, don't chase that. Another guy, old school pro boxer, told me the other day, sometimes in life, in this boxing game, you just have to relax and just focus on doing what you're doing, because these fights, you end up chasing them and you're taking time off, and you end up not doing nothing and just being kind of reaching a plateau. But you know what? If you just focus on yourself and carry on getting things, everything will just come into place in the end. So.
There's a couple of great analogies there, Richard. But I just wanted to ask you, Ben, as well. Obviously, Dillian's been looking for this world title fight for the best part of a year now. He's been in and around there. His name's been mentioned. How frustrated have you seen him that the fight just hasn't been made, whether it be with Deontay Wilder or with Anthony Joshua?
Yeah, it's frustrating. You can imagine, but at the same time, Dillian has a very strong mindset. Me being around him, I know firsthand. So he doesn't think about all of that. But it's time. 8 fights on the trot every day, hard opponents. He's beaten them, and he's also progressively improved within after every fight. So, come on, what more do you want? What more do you want him to do? This is going to be his 9th fight after Anthony Joshua, and still no world title fight. Listen. If he doesn't, when he beats Chisora, because I truly believe he will, this title fight has to be made 100%. That's it. There and dusted, signed. Straight after. The same night, in fact, when they're doing all of their drug testing. Seriously. Because he deserves it. What do you think?
It's difficult simply because of everybody knows that it will probably come down to they'll try and make the Deontay Wilder fight for April 13th because of a chance to unify and get the undisputed title. So it's just difficult because AJ's got 3 belts, obviously Deontay's got the other. Another scenario, if Tyson beats Deontay, it's been documented that he'll have a rematch clause. So you do feel a bit sorry for Dillian. I feel sorry for Dillian that he hasn't been given another chance, but at the same time it's out of his hands and he can't really do anything.
Listen, Deontay Wilder, he offered Deontay Wilder the fight. He was #1 mandatory for the WBC. Everybody's seen it, but they put Brazil mandatory to fight for the world title. So now, instead of Brazil fighting, he's fighting some people you never heard of, because he knows he's saving himself for that day. They don't mind waiting 18 months to fight for the world title because they know they're gonna get paid, and obviously it makes sense. But at the same time, Dillian's not gonna wait for something. Anything can happen. This boxing game is crazy. Today someone's up, the next day someone's down. Today somebody's down, the next day somebody's up. So you just have to, take your chances. So this makes sense anyway. After Dillian Whyte does this job on Derek Chisora, that's it. That fight, April, has his name all over it. You know what I'm saying? And it just has to be, and I think it will be a very interesting clash as well. Obviously, I don't want to look past this, but this is a fight. Everybody knows it. This is a fight. You get what you pay for. But Anthony Joshua, that's a grudge match. I've spoken to him, and trust me, the things that I've heard, it has to happen. That has to happen, because it's a revenge. Everybody loves revenge. They say it's sweeter than you know what. You know what I'm saying? So that has to happen. But obviously, let's just think about one thing at a time. Let him deal with this. It's not an easy fight. Everybody knows. Chisora is going to come for war. His name should have been War Chisora from the beginning. In fact, I was thinking of that name. I was thinking of nicking that name actually. War Riakporhe. It rhymes, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. I might nick it. Imagine he tries to offer me out. Like, what? Okay, then let's fight for it.
Well, just to end on the topic of this fight before we move on to yourself, what is your prediction for fight night?
I think Dillian Whyte, knockout. TKO knockout. I think from obviously, they always say you can only judge a fighter by his last performance, and I think that was a really lucky fight for Chisora. He landed that big overhand right hand, but how was the fight prior to that right hand landing? Trust me, he was going Takam's way. He was emptying his tank on him on the ropes. But obviously, I give Chisora credit because he can take a lot of punishment. But you don't want to be really doing that. And he was on the rope from probably round 3 or something like that. So maybe that was a strategy to just save his energy and then start bringing it on later on in the fight. But it worked. But he was definitely losing that fight 100% till he landed that big shot. So Dillian is more. He stays in the center of the ring, and he's more active. He's way more active. He can move. He can shift his body. So that's going to be a problem in itself. If Dillian decides to box him and move around, what's Chisora going to do? Just walk him down and start getting boxed all day long? Chisora is going to have to draw him into a fight, and that's where Chisora gets his success. Everybody knows. So yeah, I just believe that Dillian Whyte will take it, knockout, points, one or the other.
Now to move on to yourself, Sam Hyde. It was announced the other day on the Usyk undercard. Talk to me about that fight.
Listen, I'm so excited. Look at me, I'm in shape.
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't playing around. That's my opportunity, and just like a thief, I'm gonna come in, grab it, and I'm out. I'm grabbing that title, then I'm gone. That's it. And that's a pretty good fight on paper. Sam Hyde, he's pretty decent. He's undefeated as well, and perfect for me to showcase my skills for millions of people to see. And I'm so excited. I remember I was talking about this to one of my friends on the way here, and me and my friend, two of my friends actually, went up to Manchester to watch David Haye versus Audley Harrison. That was in 2010, MEN Arena, and I was a complete novice watching the boxing, admiring these boxers, thinking, wow, this is amazing. I watched Kenny Anderson walk to the ring, and I was just looking at his calf muscles, thinking, wow, to be a boxer, that's insane. I have so much respect for these guys. So, that was a good fight. I don't know if everybody remembers that fight, Kenny Anderson versus George Groves, and George Groves got put down earlier on. Then he ended up stopping him with a barrage of body shots and moving up and down. So it was an amazing fight. And I just thought, wow, 8 years later, I'm boxing in that arena. That is insanity. And actually, got myself a proper slot, pay-per-view, millions of people going to see it. And coming from where I come from as well, I don't know if a lot of people on your channel know my story, but it's all over Sky. I did a piece with them yesterday, but it's like I won already. And it's not even about me really. You know, it is and it isn't. It's bigger than me. It's about the generations that I want to touch, the future generations that I want to touch. So they need to see me. They need to see people like me promoted and marketed on this level. So, you know, we can affect the generations to come. Like the amount of stabbings and shootings and things that's going around, you know, right now is horrendous. So they need to see people like me changing their lives, and that's what I want to rep. That's what I stand for. Change. Fundamentally. So yeah, I'm just so excited, man.
So what is your prediction for fight now? What do you expect in terms of Sam to bring? Do you think it's going to be a clash of styles? Do you think you're going to gel well?
Yeah, I think he'll gel well because he tries to have a dig, you know. He doesn't just stand there and just take loads of shots. So that's good, and that's what I'm used to anyway. Like most of the people I've been sparring in the ring, they've always been coming forward, always been putting that pressure on me. But you know, I think a lot of things will change once I land, and I will land sometime in that fight with 10-ounce gloves. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be still standing.
Predicting a stoppage then?
Yeah, 100%. It has to be a stoppage within the distance.
Do you feel that with it being on Sky as well, millions of people watching, it's a huge opportunity to get your name out there further and to build your own profile?
Of course. Like, listen, this is a boxer's dream. I don't think you understand. About 4 or 3 fights ago, I was boxing on a small horse show in York Hall, selling tickets. People don't understand about this boxer. They think, oh, you're a boxer, you know, you're a boxer, so you must be rich or something. Like, people have ticket deals where if you don't sell tickets, you won't even fight. You have to sell a certain amount of tickets to cover some expenses, and then you can see a little bit of profit. And most people don't even see the profit. They fight for free, you know, and it's hard. How can you be motivated to go to the gym and train when that happens? But you know, with me, I just saw the vision. I was focused and determined. I was thinking, you know what, things are hard now, but trust me, things will change. And that just kept me going. That kept me going. I can't go back to what I was doing before, you know, and then voila, here we are.
Well, Richard, thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.